Hello, all you win-hers out there. I'm so glad that you're joining me for this next episode where we're talking about pillar number 9 of our WIN Women's Wealth and Impact Creation Plan. So on pillar number 9, basically that is business structure and systems. We've talked about this often in the past. I'll continue to talk about it in the future because it's absolutely vital that you have business structures in place and the right systems in order to build and grow your business. I can't stress that enough. It also makes it so much easier to create time and money freedom if you have the right structure in place and the right systems to support that structure. So let's talk about that. And first of all, I should say, I'm actually in our RV. We're still traveling. This is what doing all those things allows you to do. So we're in Wyoming. We're sitting about 30 miles outside the east gate of Yellowstone National Park. We are in a place that is extraordinary. There are beautiful mountains outside. We just got our first snowfall of the season, so all the mountains are snow-capped. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll try to do a video here before I leave so you can see just how pretty it is. But if you haven't been to Yellowstone National Park, I'm going to highly recommend it. 2 days ago, we went and saw Old Faithful, and true to her name, she was right on time. Shot about 100 feet into the air, or maybe higher, I don't know, but it was spectacular to see. There are tons and tons of beautiful geysers and beautiful pools of water and mountains and trees. We saw 2 big grizzly bears on the way in. They were just hanging out at the side of the road, eating some trees, having a good time. And as soon as one turned toward me and started to face me, I was like, I am moving toward that rental minivan really fast. So it was great, and I think you would love it too. But part of the reason that I really love pillar number 9, the business structures and systems, is that once you have everything in place, the world is your oyster. You can do this, do what we do. We love to RV with our puppies, Dagny and Mick, and just go all over the country. We meet friends along the way, old friends, new friends. Right now, we have some friends with us that we've known for 20 years, 20 plus years probably. They have an RV too, so we're all here at the same place. We're having a great time together. It allows me to be gone and still build my businesses, still talk to all of you, still work real estate. I've been able to do all of that from the road because I have the business structure in place and the systems to support the structure. So that's why I talk about pillar number 9 all the time. And today, underneath pillar number 9, I want to discuss workflow. This is a topic that we had the other night with a bottle of wine and a campfire. It was great. Obviously, our friends are entrepreneurs as well, so we like to talk about different things like this. But one of the questions that my friend had was, what's your workflow look like? And I said, well, that's a great question because I have a very specific workflow for a variety of things, right? So I want to talk to you today about the workflow that I have for producing weekly content for WIN, for our Wealth and Impact Network, for all of you. And if you can use this particular workflow, I'm just going to encourage you to do it because it's really simple. And I want to be able to share it with all of you so you can create wealth and then share it with other women, other girls, and your community, and then therefore create impact as well. So I'm going to give you this structure, and I'm also going to create a WIN one sheet for all of you WIN members, and you know where you can go just to download that as well. So first of all, every single Monday, this is what I do. And this is part of my workflow that I'm designating a specific date and a specific time. So every Monday, I begin this process at 8:30 because I have other things that start at 4:30. I get up early, so I like to get some other things done. But at 8:30, I begin this process and I write 2 blogs. Now, I like to write first because it actually allows me to think, and I can edit that thinking while I write. And it allows me to start to think about, now if I'm writing this blog, how am I thinking through my video? Now, you guys know I like to make a very personal video. I don't feel the need to be perfect because I think that it's far more interesting to watch somebody who's imperfect, right? But also it's real. And I like to think through it. I'm what I call a prepared winger. So I know everything that we're going to talk about, everything that we're going to say, all the bullet points, the resources, etc. And then I just say, here I am, and I start talking. talking about it, right? But writing that blog first helps me to start to think through that information and also sort of flex my creativity muscle a little bit as I go. In addition to that, the next thing I do is I create the W.I.N one sheet for all of you W.I.N members. And I do that based off of the blog. So I'm starting to spider web, right? Which means I'm creating one thing and then having little webs or the legs off of that then creates the next piece. And so from the original blog, I create the one sheet, and then I also create the video. So that's kind of how I spider web that. But it is part of my workflow. So the blogs, and then I write the call to action or the CTA on the blog. And generally that's simply to register for our free newsletter or our free W.I.N membership. And that's our call to action, because we want to give all those things to all you women to create the greatest impact that we can. Then I do the one sheet. Now the one sheet is simply a bullet point checklist. Sometimes it's a fill in the blank or simply a guide of resources for all of our W.I.N members. And that is a recap from the blog that I wrote, right? But it's just like a quick punch list for everybody to say, I got this, or I need to fill in this. And then you can keep track of all those things, and it'll help you build and grow your existing business. And then lastly, I create the video. Now I've already done the blog and the one sheet, so the video isn't that complicated for me, because now I've had 2 layers of the same topic and they're right up here now, so I can go and talk through them all with you. Now that's the original workflow: blog, one sheet, video, right? Now the extended workflow there goes into, I take the blogs and the one sheets and I drop them into the designated folders in Dropbox, because we work from Dropbox. And then the video automatically downloads into a folder that I've created on my iPhone called Weekly Content Creation. And then I label a subfolder within that per week. So it just has the dates. The videos that I create go into that subfolder that are dated for that week, along with any photos that we might have taken that week that I want to share with all of you. Maybe I'm just sharing them in general. They might be applicable to a blog post or a video post or a social media post, but all of those get dropped into that same folder, right? The next morning, so that all populates, everything like that happens on Monday. Tuesday morning, Pete, my husband, goes through, because I love a second set of eyes and I trust his eyes. So don't use anybody's eyes you don't trust, use someone's eyes you trust. And then he goes through and he does me a favor by taking a look at what I've created. This is good. We had a mistake here, and usually that's a filming mistake. I couldn't see something, or I couldn't see something, along those lines. So he'll go through, do any necessary commentary, editing, etc. And then once he's approved all that, he downloads it into the designated folders in Dropbox for our social media manager to then pick up. She does a second review, a second set of editing. We don't do a ton of editing per se, but I call it editing. She might be adding some color background. She might be creating video shorts. So if the video is long, she can create snippets from it, things like that. And then she posts. Boom. That's our entire workflow. So let me run it past for you. Let me run it through one more time for you. And then again, it'll be on the W.I.N one sheet too. So on Monday at 8:30, I write 2 blogs. Then I write 2 W.I.N one sheets, and then I record 2 videos. From there, the blogs and the one sheets are loaded up into Dropbox. The videos and any photos we took throughout the week are loaded into a folder on my iPhone, which then automatically uploads into an iCloud, where Pete then the next morning reviews it all, does any edits, subtractions, additions, etc., puts it into the designated folders into Dropbox. And then that same evening, our social media manager, notice I'm not giving them a name, that's a title that we work from. So that person then takes everything, they look at it all, they figure out, what are we going to post, how do we bump up the look, how do we syndicate it across social media platforms, and then they get it all out, scheduled and then out. So that's the entire workflow. Pretty easy, right? I outlined all of that for you on the W.I.N worksheet. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope that was super helpful to you today. I think you're all amazing and beautiful and smart, and each and every one of you is a total win-her. I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.